Hello, Commanders, and welcome to the RNG Endgame, a podcast about the game Marvel Strike Force. Your hosts are Frid and Creative. We're leaders in an alliance from a large cluster, and would like to share our insights with you to hopefully improve your gameplay and overall experience, and give you a little entertainment.
All right, Creative, here we are, another week, episode 16. And we got a couple comments to cover. The first one is a review from Apple Podcasts by Kitty Cow Cat Meow. Amazing is what it said. There really aren't enough words to describe how much I look forward to these podcasts. Every week you guys keep me informed and entertain me. Amazing work and keep it up. So thank you so much for those kind words. Glad you're enjoying the show. JX posted in Discord, and he didn't agree with us about DD3 rewards being useless or waiting to start. Now, when you really look at it, it's fair that getting orange uniques and mini uniques it's a nice reward. It's just that Creative was disappointed about what it provides when comparing it to something like DD2. You know, that it was like a game changer. This feels more like what is it? Like enhancement, like getting richer type thing. Not I'm gonna give players this game changing thing. Also, Creative is not intentionally delaying starting. He's just having trouble with the RNG of the stores.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's been frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing about how they put that little core refresh button to tempt you to use it to get what you need faster. But we'll get into that in a little bit. And finally, a quick correction. I think I mentioned at some point that Domino had Cannonball's powers based on the Deadpool 2 movie, but is actually Negasonic Teenage Warhead that has Cannonball's power. I guess Domino is still about luck, which is consistent between movies and comics. Is Negasonic that they changed. So anyway, that'll teach me not to talk about comics because I don't read him and I don't know much about him. And with that, we'll move into gearing and leveling. I did want to cover something about my farming, and it's because we're in a lull after the build up to Black Bolt and the Black Order. I'm kind of spent with gear, so I've been looking back at my characters to see what I can do about farming them. And by looking at them, I'm gonna try to do Payday 7-star. Basically, I have 4 out of the 5. I only need Korath to get there. I think I'm like 50 shards away, and it's maybe 2 weeks out, so it looks pretty good. What I'm thinking about here is, do I need to start looking at this across the board for these relegated teams that are not very useful otherwise, but they get you an event or a legendary? I'm talking about Kree minions and hand minions and some of the shield. Because Kree minions get you Nick Fury to 7, which I don't have. Hand gets you that Relic Hunt event, which is now monthly for the ABCs, a little bit more and all that. And then the shield will get you Iron Man to 7 for the Power Armor team. One way that I was looking at it is, in order to do all of this with everything that I want to farm, I would have to go beyond the 50 core cost refresh into the hundreds. As I look at this past year, my cores have never been really below 10,000. Only that one time when I was refreshing Hela and there was an event, there's like a bunch of things. But I'm back up to like 15,000 cores.
Wow.
I know they gave us a bunch for free, but I used some of those. So I never really like dipped below. So I'm thinking it makes sense to refresh to the 100 and get these extra things that are extraneous but help you progress, maybe get more ABCs consistently. And maybe not when there's an event going on, but when there isn't one, like right now, go to the hundreds and farm hand sorceress or something like that. What do you think of this? I don't know. I was just thinking about the end game, and more is always more. So more ABCs consistently will help in the long run.
Yeah, I mean the Catalyst one, as someone that never has ABCs, I'm tempted on that one. I think I got the 6, but I can't even remember. I have to go back and look the 6 tier, but definitely not the 7. So that one I could justify, but going for Kree and farming up, it's going to be at least 3 minions for you. I know you've got Oracle and the guard guy,
Guard, yeah.
so 3 minions that are on expensive nodes to get a 7-star Fury that's going to sit on your war defense and that you hate blitzing with. So that one I can't justify for you.
Maybe he'll win some more because of that. I don't know.
And he's too expensive for DD3.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him any love.
Yeah, no, that's the least of the priorities here.
Okay.
For sure, because it's the least useful, but I'm just saying if I start going to the 100th and I have leftover shards to farm, do I go there?
Yeah, I mean,
I know you farm a lot of gear, and I don't do that, and maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
So my rule is never farm more than 3 characters, and you're farming like 8 characters, and
Yes.
and so we're very different realms of you already have characters at 7 yellow stars, and I'm only at 6, and so you fundamentally have an advantage there. That gives you more power than say gear, but I'm also out of gear now, so I can't justify that. So I don't know. I just the hand one we could talk about for sure. I always need more ABCs. I've looked at it. I'm like 50 away from like the next tier, so that one I'll probably do. But going to 7 for what 10 more ABCs, 15 more ABCs
15,
a month.
yeah.
I mean,
like not even 200. It's like 180 in a year. It's not even.
Yeah, I mean, considering I never have training mats, I never have ABCs, and now I'm out of like all purple gear. To me, the 15 ABCs just isn't outweighing that, and we've just had so many other priorities. It's just so hard.
It's my 6th red star hand sorcerers, damn it. That's it.
We'll dominate the arena now.
Anyway, no, I'll keep thinking about it and seeing where we are, but this is something I was thinking about.
I'm trying to circle back now that we have this lull, and we'll talk about it. I'm gonna intentionally ignore some things, and so Elsa, who's been low, Mr. Fantastic, that's been low. Those I'm gonna go back and give love. I want to go back over your roster, but to say, you sure you don't need some more purple mats to get Black Order higher or something like that? So
yeah, no, there's probably some gear stuff I'm missing.
Okay.
Anyway, more to come on that, but I'm going for payday for sure. More gold's always good, and I'm almost there, and I'm farming Korath anyway, so I have to refresh him once to get there by this next event, but that's okay.
He's with your mercs anyway, so
yeah,
that's
the mercs, yeah, and he could be with the Ultimus team, whatever. So there's some usefulness there. Okay, Dark Dimension 3, your favorite topic. I'll give a quick update. I spent all week on the 3rd node, the one with the Miss Marvels that everybody seems to, and the Black Panthers everybody seems to hate. Made some progress. Was telling Creative before the show that this morning I did the really awesome attack where everything worked, Phoenix, Black Bolt, all these ults, and I cleared a bunch of stuff. And when it was all said and done, I had 3 Miss Marvels and a Black Panther on the board. So I said, oops, I went too far. So I backed out and now paced myself to... There's 2 Miss Marvels that drop, and there's nothing you can do about that. But I'll keep it there and try to control them before dropping anything, so that I think that next wave has a Black Panther and a Miss Marvel, so that's how I ended up there. One thing here to talk about, and again, it has to do with characters. So I have 5 characters right now: Colossus, Phoenix, Black Bolt, Hela, and Shuri. And there's an approach that says you pay the Phoenix tax, which means you revive Phoenix so that she can do her special and maybe her ult. But for that, you need another character, which is basically Colossus, that you can just do the node with Phoenix and Colossus. That would cost 100 cores, or if I take another character, then just 50 cores just paying for Phoenix. So I have 2 types of gear ready to go: bio and skill. So with Bio, I could do Invisible Woman right now and take it to 14 like today. I have everything that I need. It will help me with the current nodes for what I just described. She's also good for the Cosmic. And she's also in my arena as part of my offense, and I just put her on defense. So that's one option. However, everybody says Symbiote Spider-Man is the bee's knees and the way to go for raids, for the best character now, and then for City Node, which may be, a month or two out. So that's one thing. And then the other option would be skill. Do I take Sif now to tier 14, which will help me with Cosmic? She will help in War. I looked across skill, and there's not much there. Proximus, maybe. But the other one is, some people were saying Punisher, but for City, I don't know. And then finally, Ebony Maw, apparently everybody's saying you need to get him in there because he helps a ton. I just need the mini uniques because I brought Hela, and now he's no longer a possibility there because I use all those Ickers and all that stuff. So, what do you think of all this? These characters here.
Yeah. So let's talk about Bio first. To me, we both use Sue on offense. I every once in a while put her on defense. She's already doing everything I need her to do in arena. Every once in a while she misses one of the offense downs when she barriers. Every once in a while she misses one person when she does her special, as in doesn't unstealth them. Mm-hmm. But largely, she always gives me a proper target on offense, and she does what I need her to do. And I'm facing a lot of T14 people. And I don't even have her 6-star. I have 6 stars instead of 7 like you. So to me, she's incredibly valuable in arena. We talked a long time ago about you could use Falcon, but she really is superior. And ultimately, to me, I would go the direction of Symbiote Spider-Man. At some point,
I'll tell you about that real quick. She is missing sometimes everybody in my arena shard when he does the special. Like, everybody stays stealth, and it's Phoenix still there. It's one or two. It's not everybody.
But that throws the whole match, though.
Yeah, then it's a mess. But anyway, just mention that.
Okay. I would still say, ultimately she's not going to be probably your arena offense for 6 months out, right? Yeah. She's not going to be there anymore. You're going to get Black Order, or you're going to do something else. Symbiote Spider-Man, I've seen him used in arena. Typically I beat his team. Every once in a while I forget to get him, and then he does the ult thing where he stuns and then I lose. But he's great through all of Dark Dimension 3 in terms of he's got the 100% drain and all those crazy stats. So you could bring him in and put him as part of your teams. And Dwartik uses him with Magneto and other stuff. So I think he's good anywhere in Dark Dimension 3, not just for city nodes. And he is an absolute requirement. And you say it's 1 to 2 months. I say it's 3 years from now.
Yeah, so he would help for 8 nodes, right? Now I'm in node 3, so I'm through that. And, Cosmic and Global is ahead, and then City. But
yeah, so to me, he's more of an all-around character. The reason I go there is, one is the only challenge we haven't finished is the gold challenge. Mm-hmm. You have to have him to do it. 2, he's part of the best, or one of the best U7 teams, and we're going to be pushing yet again at some point to either normal 100% or tier 1 100%. At some point we're going to be pushing again, and he's kind of required. And then 2, you do have to have him later on. He's not cheap. I think he's like 60 of some of the gears, and so it takes forever to get there. So I would not do Invisible Woman. I looked at the early nodes of Cosmic, and the best teams, about half of them had her. Half of them didn't have her. Mm-hmm. So everybody, though, it was a point, I want to say around the 3rd Cosmic node, where all of a sudden Black Order was available. And if you go look at those nodes, it's all Black Order stuff now. It's Maul, it's the other. So I think she's losing value.
Yeah.
And then SSM is going to be another. He's not Black Bolt, but everybody talks about him in terms of those contexts, that he is an all-around great character. I know you love Sue, but I would still say Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah, the thing for the longer term, that's what I'm struggling with. The immediate, like, get this over with, but then you could be sitting, waiting for those mini uniques for a long time, and that's a problem.
Right. And so, so if that's bio, for skill, I have the same problem. I'm looking at Sif, I'm looking at a 4-star Proxima, and then Punisher. Because everybody's saying he's so helpful in the city nodes. And so I have the problem of I have all of the orange stuff I would need for Sif. For Punisher, I don't have enough of his cloths, the orange unique. So I would probably do Punisher if I could take him right away, but I don't. And then I also have the problem he's only geared tier 12. So I would still say Sif there. Ultimately, it goes back to I still think the Asgardians are one of, if not the best war defense teams. That'll give you some more defenses. 2, they're an auto-win team. And she's not terribly slow, and we keep hearing that Cosmic, you need faster characters. Proxima, if you're still doing Cosmic nodes in, 6 months when they become farmable?
Yeah, and I don't have the stuff for her anyway. It's Sif I do, but not her. So it's...
And she's a tank. She's going to help, take a couple shots here and there. So, she can help your Phoenix, just like Colossus would. She can help your Phoenix get there a little closer. Yeah, I would go Sif, and that's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah, Punisher seems good also for Blitz and stuff, because that big Punisher can wipe out villains, on the other side. But he's so old. It probably doesn't make sense. Sif probably has more longevity, too, being a newer character.
I mean, we're going to get Squirrel Girl or something like that for City anyway. I assume she's City. I don't even know. Or Spider-Gwen or the other 10,000 characters.
Yeah, people have been doing it without Punisher, just with the symbiotes. But yes, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see. I'll think some more about it. Maybe I'll take Sif in already, because she'll help with she's Cosmic, right?
Right. She'll help later on. But you're almost so.
All right. Well. Anyway, that's just the eternal debate with Dark Dimension 3 and what to do with our resources. But more to come next week, probably still in the same node, hopefully not. I will mention one more thing, and that is that I opened another 15 yo-yo orbs from one premium orb. I'm up to 67 out of 130, meaning only 5 more drops, and I will have her at 5 stars. 5 times. But anyway, some luck there. How about you, Creative? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I'll go through mine kind of quick. I did glad that we did that debate, because we have those all the time, and it's good for listeners to hear the fact that we do debate all that kind of stuff. And there's no wrong answer, to be honest. I mean, as long as you're making progress in those and you're getting characters up, it's a good thing. But we do debate some of those things endlessly. But from my perspective, and like you, I'm starting to turtle a bit. Not really gearing up much. I got Black Order to the parking lot level. I would love to keep going on them, but I'm just going to start saving up gold for Symbiote Spider-Man so we can make sure and get him to 6 yellow stars. Still having the same debates about, what characters to take up to tier 14. And then from a premium orb perspective, I opened a premium orb and got 15 shards of Minerva.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So at this rate, I get her once every 3 months. I need to get her about 3 more times. So in about a year, I'll get her to 5 yellow stars. So yeah.
just like me and Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah.
Hey, did you pull any red stars on our new tech that found her batteries?
Yes,
Ironheart?
Yeah. So our streak officially did die. I kept spending red orbs to try and get Ebony Maw there, and never. I got him as 2-star, as a duplicate, and he finished at 3-star. But yes, both of us have restarted the streak, and we both have 4 red stars on Ironheart. So
yeah, it only took me 5 orbs, and then the Elite 4 had her, and I was done. So there we go.
Surprisingly, how the drop rates are quite a bit different for the legendaries. So anyway, it'll be slow for a bit. Almost everything this week has been going into Hela and the Hand Assassin. I'll get there for Phoenix, but it'll probably be like the last day. That's been the other big thing. Everything is going into those two characters to get across the finish line. All right. With that, let's switch gears and talk about the news.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
And so, obviously, it's a chaotic time in the world. And Scopely has donated $1 million to several charities, the Black Lives Matter Foundation, the Equal Justice Initiative, and the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund. And they're also celebrating, LGBTQ, or I forget all the acronyms, but with American Chavez as the login calendar. So salute them for that. That's fantastic. And it's been, I'm sure everybody's dealing with it different ways, but the current events of COVID, police brutality, have been just stunning to witness and be a part of. And this decade could be in an era with as much unrest as maybe even the civil rights eras or the Vietnam eras. It would be very interesting to see how things play out. But to those of you that are speaking out for equal rights and representation, we salute you. If you're going to participate in the protest, please make sure you're safe and wear your face mask. And we won't go too political there, but obviously a lot of turmoil out in the world, and stay safe, everybody. We hope you're doing okay. Changing gears to a little bit lighter topic, there are a lot of rewards coming in game as part of the Strike Time Awards. We are getting mega orbs from a login calendar, which gives us the nostalgia of the original Captain Marvel milestones. We're getting mega orbs all the time. So we're going to get 5 mega orbs in the login calendar. And Frid, you've already had some success with those.
Yeah, and the first one that I opened, I got 50 Toad, which happened to be a little bit over what I needed to get to 5 stars. So how about that? Some luck.
Hey.
Finally. So most of the time is a dupe. I have 70 characters at max star level, so it's hard for me to get something good. So this was very good.
Yeah, the mega orbs, even though they were reworked probably a good 6 months back, still not necessarily what I would call, in quotes, mega. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we get some more good characters out of that. We'll always take free stuff, so thank you, Fox Next. Chaos Theory came back as well over the weekends, and both of us completed Tier 6. Overall, I know it was super easy for you because your Wakandans are above 200k. It was even easy for me. My Wakandans are around 187, 190, and Shuri makes up almost half of that. Without Shuri, the other 4 Wakandans are only 114k, so they're like 25ish. So as we talked about before, the event is fairly generous, and we'll see how Tier 7 is. But overall, very easy win there, and we'll talk a little more about some of the credits in the run of numbers. Other big pieces of news: Ghost Rider finally becoming farmable. He is now in Cosmic 3.9. So that's exciting. And then the other bit of news, Mr. Sinister has decided to become, in quotes, farmable. According to Fox Next, he is going to be coming into the War Store probably around Wednesday of this week. And to that, we give Fox Next a big boo. So I never got Sif all the way to 7. Now I've got to worry about Sinister. And we were talking earlier about Arena and DD3, and guess who's a great character for that we've never been able to farm. So we'll see, but terribly not happy about Sinister there.
Are you planning on, what did you do? You give up the mini uniques to get him? I don't even know what to do. I haven't even thought that far.
Yeah, we're going to need to debate that one next week. Sinister is part of the Arena meta defense, whether it be using the Inhumans with him or with Phoenix and other characters. He is part of the meta. I don't see that changing, as we know the Black Order did not become the war defense arena as expected. So he has value, and he's a good character in DD3 as well. So, and he's a pain in the rear on war defense. So I think I'm going to have to divert some funds, but the timing of that I need to work out when I need to get Sif to 7 for Black Bolt, I think we talked about him coming in September or maybe August. And I'm going to need a full month's worth of war credits only for Sif. So I'm going to have to work out the timing, but I have that debate. I haven't even started DD3, so I really necessarily can't ignore the mini uniques, but I think I've got to focus on him for a few weeks and get him a little higher because I think he's only 3, maybe 4 at best. So, and he's meta, so it's not a wasted investment for sure. What else? We also have a patch coming. I'm assuming it's coming this week. Typically they do it around Tuesday or Wednesday. Overall, most of the things that were in there were not necessarily newsworthy. There was one cryptic thing listed of a new advanced option. And so, if not sure everybody knows, but underneath the advanced options, you have the ability to check a little box, and that lets you scroll through your blitz teams. So, fingers crossed, the infamous blitz automation is coming. Fred, what do you think? You think it's the blitz automation or something else?
I think it's something else, but I hope you're right.
Oh, man.
I'm not optimistic, but they would have said something, I think. Well, anyway, we'll see. Maybe it is. I hope you're right, but I'm not feeling good about it. Who knows what it may be?
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, I have no clue. So we'll have to see. Now it makes your PvP matches even easier to schedule.
Yeah, maybe like the right side's no longer like advantage, whatever.
So anyway, what else? X-Force, we talked a little about them the other week. The team is now shaping up, I should say. We've seen more and more of the kits in the detail. Domino is the controller coming via the campaign. Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I always want to say Megasonic, not Negasonic.
Me too.
I gotta go look up. What the heck is this Negasonic? Anyway.
I don't know what this Negasonic is either. But...
Yeah. So she is a blaster. She's coming via a milestone event. And yet again, more war-specific abilities. 2 thumbs down. And the other character is X23, which should be the brawler. So this means... and I guess we should also mention that Deadpool and Cable are expected to get some sort of reworks. But what that means is there's no protector, no support, no heal. So already, I'm not a fan of the team. Come on.
You'll take somebody out and put hand sorcerers in there just to give them some healing. No.
Yeah. So this looks like it's all burst all the time. It looks like it's speed meter manipulation. But to me, this feels a lot like Supernatural in that can do a lot of really impressive stuff in terms of speed meter manipulation and take things out, but also very flimsy. So this is yet another reason for me to completely ignore the X-Force. People may laugh at me for saying that, but we went all in to get Black Order up from ground 0. Thanos was already T13, but ground 0 up to parking level. And so I have no gear to level these. And then if I'm going to spend mutant gear, it is not going to be on 2, 3, or 4 Yellow Star characters. It's going to be on Sinister, as we talked about before. So I just can't see any reason to go after this team. We already have Black Order. We now have even more offensive capabilities. I don't really see a need for this team. It doesn't look good it doesn't look great outside of war, from my perspective. What do you think, Fred?
They may equate more to powered armor if you really think about it.
Yeah, fair.
It's just to blow him up, and if it doesn't happen, then you're dead because there's no way to sustain yourself. And that may be good for Blitz. Well, it can be. Power armor is really finicky. I'm just thinking about this war tag. There obviously must be the mode that they're making a lot of money from that package shame that OMG likes to call it, the $10 one. I think we just lost the war because of that. Everybody on their side has like 11 and 12 attacks super early, and the way to do that is to buy that $10 pack. It does have the currency, which is good for Sinister, as we talked about, but it must be making a lot of money, so they keep throwing stuff into war to the point now where I think full clears are going to be the norm. So if you want to be competitive in the mode, I mean, you're going to need this. That's the only justification. But for other game modes, it doesn't seem like there's much there. And, war has the most premium currency, one of the most premium currencies, so it's a necessary evil, I guess.
It's also, I think, a little bit more of the mystique factor in that we already have great great raid teams.
Yeah.
And what are you going to sell a character for? Hey, you have an even better raid? No. So I think that's really probably their only real sales driver, to be honest, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until they get PvP, until they rework Blitz, or they finally release the next tier of the Greek raids. I think that's really their big sale point. Beyond, hey, here's a new character for war that's competitive and you need the currency.
Yeah, I like these characters from the movies and stuff. That is something, but yeah, we'll just have to see. And just like you, I may get them to tier 8 and leave them there. If they're a team that kind of works. After Sinister, then maybe they get revisited. But then I have Blob and Toad and others.
Exactly. A proven team that works all over the place.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it that they actually work in some of the Greek raids too. So,
yep.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the mystery of these characters, they release some of them. They don't tell you everything. I think Chewburger's been on the rampage about that. We have no idea if they're going to be good at this stage. I hear no healer, no protector, no way for me.
Yep.
So, Fred, why don't you talk about some other big news that has been out there?
Yes, this was the week of bugs. Bugs galore. Like, there's a whole post on Reddit that it's a list of like 30 things. Some of them are kind of not that good, but most of them are true bugs that are out there, and they keep adding to it. But let's say, for example, they promised Thor would be on the raid store permanently and like 10 shards for the same cost. That didn't work at first. I saw like some resets of the store. Did it work for you? Did you need to get him, or are you good with Thor?
I already got him because of the calendar, so I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah. So that was one thing that was new and didn't get it to work right away. Black Bolt, how many times have we talked about him? He's been out since what?
January? Early January.
I still get double hit when I barrier, which is a liability of Sue on the arena, because I get hit twice by his passive from the other side, which is not right. And other bugs that he has that haven't been fixed, like the raid bug, that when you kill one of the revivers, it could cause him to try to revive and crash the node. There's another thing that was discovered by diving into the code about Taskmaster that says that you get this boost based on skill enemies, but it's actually skill allies. So that kind of changes the makeup of your team of who you want to include. But that's another bug. Let's see.
Ebony Maw has tons of bugs. Thanos has some bugs. I mean, it's getting a bit embarrassing, to be honest.
Players are reporting being able to use defense teams on their offense in war. I hadn't seen this one. That's new.
Yeah, I want to. What the heck's going on there?
Yeah. Then let's not mention the Ironheart came in finally after so many delays so that you could buy Red Skull as the long promised counter to Red Skull. But it actually doesn't work because instead of 100,000% focus, they gave her at 100,000 flat focus, which Red Skull has 10,000% resistance. Some people were trying, and that defense down will just never stick. And I believe they've acknowledged this, and they're going to fix it in the patch. But Tana and others did some more code diving and realized that this applies to a bunch of characters where Phoenix, Mr. Fantastic, and I think Hand Archer and some others that have this percentage focus thing, it's actually flat in some cases. So that's why you wouldn't see it sticking sometimes. So anyway, Fox Next, come on. Let's get it together. Let's slow down the characters and fix all these bugs that have been plaguing the game for months. One quick thing on the positive side, the MSF bot that we use to load the screenshots has been getting better and better. And the screen now where you review, they did something that makes it really easy to see what changes were made. So kudos to them. Keep up the good work. Still struggling on rolling this out alliance-wide or even more broadly, but very good work over there from the MSF bot guys. Yep, Creative, you have a last little bit of news here.
Yeah, we'll still stick with our still haven't heard topic. And from a Blitz perspective, no automation of matches, no beneficial game functionality to teach people how to do punch-ups. Surprise, surprise. Yo-Yo, still only in the premium orbs. And where are the changes to improve the low quality time talked about over the holidays? It's now over 120 days. We're still waiting. So we're always going to say those for giggles, but also for our sanity. Yo-Yo had grand ambitions and plans for her that were dashed. So with that, let's change gears and let's run the numbers.
Yes, so a very short run the numbers, but we got promotion credits because of the Chaos Theory event that we talked about. And the first thing I'm going to say is that I, of course, now that we have this, created a priority organizer to help me figure this out. And we have talked about this before, but it was so disappointing to see again on paper that to promote a character from 4 to 5, it's 2 months that you have to wait by doing it at 7, right? So the max level. And if you want to get a character to 6-star, that's a 4-month wait. Or if you want to do a 7-star, that's a 5-month wait if you already have him at 6. But it's really all told 8 months if you want to go from 5 to 7. That's an 8-month process. It's like having a baby for one character. So you can do one a year. That's it. So think about the turmoil in selecting which one you're going to pick. The other thing is that Chewburger 84, who runs another podcast, Masters of Launch, and the Alternate Nerd Reality group, he made a good point that he's like, I figure that, you know how you were really sour on the Red Star stuff, I was more positive, and then he's like, this confirms the theory about this was going to be for the spenders, and they put out these offers for, this was a while ago, 50 promotion credits for 35 US, which means to bring a character from 4 to 5, it's $105.
Jeez.
$105 for one character from 4 to 5.
Doesn't even unlock them. Just gets them 4
you gotta
to 5
have them
red
at 4
stars
already, and then to get to 5, which makes them super good. I mean, at that point, they're really good. $105 per. There's 134 characters. Okay, enough said.
Yeah, we'll talk about the offers in a week or two, because I was getting to the point where I'll put some money in the game, and I look at an offer, I'm like, oh, that's a good offer, and then I look at the price, and I'm like, that's not a good offer. So.
Yeah, I think I almost turned this into our next topic, which I'll turn over to Creative for our Festivus airing of grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
And I'm going to stick with Arena and the infamous rubber banding. We'll give Chewburger some more credit. I haven't heard all the details yet, but he mentioned that there's a way to stay in the match or basically exploit the rubber banding function. And so I'm going to do some more digging into this, because maybe it's happening to me, I don't know. But he had someone that jumps from rank 30 to 2 in like the last few seconds. So I have logged yet another support ticket, because, why not? Because this is truly broken as far as I can tell. I was at rank 2 with 11 seconds to go. Timer went down to 0, restarted at 24 hours, and then magically I am rank 16. 16. So that's like a triple rubber banding effect, which I'm not buying into. Something is going on. I logged the support ticket and it said, this is not feasible. Even if, I'm rank 2, rank 6 beats me, then rank 10 beats rank 6. I mean, it's a triple rubber banding to have this. And their response was so, oh boy. They basically said that there is no limit to no limit on the range that a player can attack. And I'm like, yes, there is. You don't even know your own game.
You don't see him. There is a limit.
Yes.
You can only see anyway.
Yeah, so I posted the screenshots of my post and the response from the support, the in quotes support team. into Discord just for giggles, because it's absurd, their response. The other thing from a Festivus perspective, and I don't want to spend too much on Arena because I'll get all worked up, and it's so frustrating. So frustrating. And we've talked at length about how they need to improve some of those things. The other piece from a Festivus perspective is the Gamma Raid is back. And it still has not been updated. So we still do not have... the following teams cannot participate any shape or form in Gamma: Power Armor, Fantastic Four, Marauders, Supernatural, Asgardians, Inhumans, Black Order, and all of the good teamless characters: Punisher, come on, call him a defender already, Ultron, American Chavez, and then Thanos, and then you have a whole bunch of others like Namor and Wasp, etc. So come on, update Gamma Raid. I'm tired, particularly these last few nodes. They're all like mutant, and you can only use your Brotherhood and your X-Men, and then it repeats. We have so many repeating things within the thing. Give us some more of these tags. These are great teams. You put a lot of effort into putting them out there. It takes 2 seconds to update a node to say it can be now the Inhumans can play it, or the Marauders can, or something to that effect. So I don't understand. It's now been, what, 8? No, actually it's been over a year since they've touched Gamma Raid. So it's beyond time. And then finally, in the same context, there was a rumored Delta Raid to finally kind of mix some things up, give us something new, and we still haven't seen that. So anyway, those are my Festivus items for the week. We're getting a little long here because we spent a good bit of time debating. But Frid, why don't we talk finally about Conspiracy Corner?
Yes, so this is a quick one, but another streamer and content creator, Tony Scungilli, he has some knowledge of the industry. I think he worked in mobile games or whatnot, and seems to have an inside track. Not sure, of course, this is all conspiratorial, but he was talking about, how they changed Blitz to be top 1500 to top 2000, which was one of their improvements, which seemed weird because why wouldn't you just make it percentage based, right? Like they do with the Tadano Max style. You have number 1, and then you could do 1%, 2%, and so forth. They just did 1500 to top 2000. And what he says is Foxnext tracks a list of known Blitz botters, and it's about 500. So they basically expanded the band to accommodate the botters, and then everyone else is still playing for 1500, which
Wow.
I find absurd if that's the case. But apparently this chase mode makes a lot of money with the charges and the cores, so they're not doing anything about it yet. If this is true, this would be crazy. But
I saw a bunch of. I didn't have a lot of time this week. That's why we're recording a little later and we'll release a little later. I saw a bunch of clickbait kind of titles of YouTube videos of, no tolerance for blitz bots. I didn't click on any of them. Is there anything to that? Is this tied into that too, or no?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't think so. It was in his stream. He goes into these diatribes and long, but I caught that and I was like, whoa, that's shocking. If that's true, that there's that many botters. Not just that, because that, okay, but then that they know and that what they did to it was just accommodations, basically.
Wow.
So please, make it just percentage based. There's 2 things that he recommended. One is make it like Arena Shards, just split it up, and then just make it percentage based. And I think that alone would go a long way in helping this mode. Not to mention all the other problems, but that small change would make a difference.
Interesting indeed. So that's some good tinfoil hat there. I hadn't heard that one before. So crazy stuff.
It's crazy, yeah.
All right, well, we're a little more light on the topics this week, but hopefully you guys had some fun and enjoyed. As always, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, you can reach out to us on Twitter at rngendgame. You can email us at rngendgame@gmail.com. We have our public side of the Ragnarok Family Discord available in the description. You can also add a comment on the Podbean episode page. And then Frid's favorite, you can always give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So thanks, everybody. As we said earlier, it's a crazy world out there. Stay safe, stay healthy.
We'll talk next week.